Welcome back to Learning How. Today we're learning about Tyrus Wong. Tyrus Wong was born October 25th, 1910 in China. On December 30th, 1919, he was 9 years old when Wong and his father boarded the ship SS China and sailed to California. When Wong and his father immigrated to America, he never came in contact again with his mother or his sisters, so he never saw the rest of his family ever again. When Wong came to America, he was initially held at Angel Island Immigration Station due to the Chinese Exclusion Act. There he was separated from his father, and he waited to be questioned about his identity. Most Chinese immigration was prohibited under the Chinese Exclusion Act, and Wong and his father actually came to America illegally, and so they came under the assumed identities as paper sons of Chinese sponsors. And so he actually did not gain his citizenship for America until 1946, after the repeal of the Exclusion Act. And so after a month of waiting to be cleared from Angel Island, Wong and his father relocated to Sacramento, California, and then later they moved to Los Angeles. Wong's art was encouraged by his father. His father had him practice calligraphy every night. And since they were kind of on the poorer side, he could not afford to give his son an art education. And so while Wong was attending Benjamin Franklin Junior High in Pasadena, California, Wong's teachers noticed that his artistic ability was quite extraordinary. And so he received a summer scholarship to the Otis Art Institute. And then he soon decided to leave that junior high that he was attending for a full-time scholarship at Otis. And so there, since obviously that was very costly to afford that special education, Wong's father survived on a modest income, and Wong himself worked as a janitor for Otis College. So he had to work extra hard to make sure that he could provide this educational opportunity for himself. He would walk for miles to attend classes. So he was very eager to receive this opportunity. He graduated from Otis in 1930, and he began working in Hollywood. Wong is described as one of the most influential and celebrated Asian American artists of the 20th century. Wong is most noted for his lead production illustrator for the Disney's 1942 film Bambi. Wong worked for Disney and Warner Brothers. He also made greeting cards for Hallmark. And finally, he also worked on many art departments for several films, either as a set designer or a storyboard artist in such films such as Rebel Without a Cause and Around the World in 80 Days. Wong retired from the film industry in the late 1960s, but he continued his art. He spent a lot of his time making kites. And so Wong died on December 30th, 2016 at the age of 106. Today for Learning How, we're continuing with our element of design is emphasis. So last week we worked on emphasis with Amy Sherald, and then this week we are working with emphasis with these greeting cards. We're going to make our own greeting cards. But look at some of these images. See how he's using the black to be able to stand out. So he uses the green to create emphasis as you can see the trees. Or like how you can see the emphasis of the fire against the dark embers. And then here you can see his emphasis of these trees right here. This is where your eye is drawn to. So how he uses color for emphasis in his artwork. We're learning how you're going to receive a greeting card, and I will bring watercolors, and then you are going to make your own watercolor emphasis drawing for your own greeting card. Here's a quick example of a greeting card I made. And so, sorry, it's a little wet still from designing it, but you can see this is my area of emphasis was this dead tree. And so these are the spring flowers emerging, and then this is my dead tree. You don't have to do a landscape if you don't want to. You can do something else, but we're gonna try to see if we can think of areas of emphasis. Remember, areas of emphasis is where it's gonna be a stark contrast, that this is where your eye is drawn. You're thinking, why is this dark dead tree amongst all these beautiful spring flowers? And so you can think of your own emphasis that you like to create. You can make with animals, you can make it with people, or whatever you choose, but think of a way that you can create a stark contrast where your eye is going to be drawn to this area of emphasis. See you guys next week. Bye.